Okay, so let's make a trap beat for Gunna from scratch. We're going to start off with Addictive Keys Piano, just using the Grand Noir preset. We'll start at 130 beats per minute. We can change it if we need to. I just want to come up with a catchy little melody to get us going. Let's work in C minor. Maybe just layer that, make it a chord. Yeah. Let's try putting halftime on it. That's just going to make it darker instantly. Sort of like if you're making a drill beat, this is the usual thing you would do. Just push it up an octave so we can actually use the halftime. Put on FabFilter Timeless, just add more of like an echo, a bit of delay or reverb or something. My go-to is always analog tape echo. It's just really subtle but has a nice little effect. I've noticed in a lot of Gunna beats he has flute like in nearly all of his beats. He seems to really like that sound. Obviously we moved it up to D minor. Something like that. Again, when I get an idea, I'm just trying to like lay it down as quick as possible, and then you can like mess around with it later. Messed up the end, but we got the main part down. I want to try a halftime on this as well because it might do something interesting and it could maybe work as more of a texture instead of like a lead sound. See, I actually like that because it just makes it a bit more subtle. So we'll leave it like that, and now we can do like another sound that can maybe work as a top line. I tend to just go to my presets first because I trust what the sounds are instead of sitting there exploring, especially when I'm like under a time constraint. And you can see that's quite heavy on the CPU, so let's just literally freeze it and then flatten it just so we can save in the CPU. So you can see in terms of the like frequency spectrum, I'm using a lot of like the mid lows, and I'll start adding some like higher mids, but I want to save the like hi-hats and snares especially for the higher end, and then the kick and the 808 for the lower end, to make everything as clean as possible. Now we want something in the higher register. Let's see what we've got in here. Woodwind. I don't know if that will be too much with the flute already there, so I like that as a sort of accent. We can maybe like heavily process it. So let's just put it in. We'll just double this so we've got a bit more room to play with. Ah, whatever. I got it the first time. In terms of effects for this, I just want to do something like weird. So we could try a crystallizer, something like that, or portal, like a bit of sort of grain delay, that sort of effect should hopefully do the job. You can hear my PC just going nuts. Let's put all of these into one group so we can process them together. Melody. And I think maybe we can also fit in a guitar, because I do want a sort of pluckier sound. Doing like an arpeggio of the chords or something. Guitar. I want like a sort of nylon guitar ideally. That is perfect for what I was looking for. So it's doing something similar to the piano but slightly different, so I feel like it's a nice little layer sort of technique. Try it up an octave. Effect for this, try some drip maybe. That's pretty good. Use this one, Exile. Nice little chorus effect. We'll also try a halftime on that guitar just to see if it does anything. It's just always good to experiment. Okay, so in terms of that 5 layers for the melody, I'm just gonna put it a bit more like in different sections where some things drop out, and then just bounce that into a sample. So we'll start off without the guitar. Pads can be even lower in the mix. And in fact, maybe we can give the pad some movement, like a stutter or something. So like an Effectrix can do that quickly. Really subtle, but I think it does something. So we are going to bounce this, then we can like use that as a sample, build the drums, add the 808, etc. FYI, make sure you're subscribed, because when I hit 2,000 subs, I am going to be releasing a free sample pack with a bunch of samples, a bunch of guitar samples. This will be in there as well, including all the stems. So yeah, make sure you're subbed for that. Now we can do basically anything we want to in terms of like flipping it. We could leave it exactly as is, but then do some cool stuff with it for the intro. And what I mean is, like, if we just duplicate it, if we just chop it there and then we like reverse it maybe. Yeah, you can do all sorts of cool stuff, but let's just start adding in some drums. Trap sounds, I mean, anything goes for this, so let's just use some Metro Boomin stuff. For trap, it's my go-to kit. I didn't want to use this one, it's supposed to be the original sample. Hats, we could do a two-step pattern, but I like to just be a bit more surgical with this. So let's go again into the Metro kit. Ooh, okay. Fade it in, it's usually a cool trick. Layer some of the notes. A lot of trial and error for this bit. Okay, let's copy that. Take out the roll. We can do just a standard straight notes there. That'll work for now. Next I want to do a perk sound. I'm leaving the kick till after I've done the 808 because I like to sort of have them complement each other. What I like to do is just in the audio track, just put in like a few different perks and make my own perk loop essentially. It's pretty cool. And then like the second time we'll have it like different. Throw in something just at the end there. So now we've got this. Consolidate that. That's now our perk loop. Copy it over, and then on the audio track I will put a shaper box. For now that'll be fine, and you can literally like mess with the dry wet on the shaper box. Yeah, so just on the master mix we'll literally have it at 0 and then it just builds up, and then you can just have a nice bit of automation, keep things interesting the whole time. Alright, so now we want to do the 808, so let's put in another MIDI. 808 spins or Zay, always my go-to, just easiest to work with. Now, in terms of the kick, pretty simple. I'm just going to throw in rack kick, usually does the job in terms of like working well with a spins or a Zay. Just copy the 808s like this. Sidechain, so we'll just sidechain the kick. I like to start off with a really quick attack, release, and low ratio, and then just play around with the threshold. What I'm noticing immediately with the snare is I need to double it up with like a clap. Yeah, much better. Put a bit more reverb on that. there's not much else you really need to do besides like arrangement and having things drop in and drop out. So all I do now is just like copy this over, take out like a kick there, take out some hats there, take out the perks there. Hats can drop out there. We'll say no kicks there. That's basically it. And then you can do anything with this sample, the melody. Just add in a few more like accent layers. Then what I just like to do in the master before I forget is just like add a saturator, soft clip, add a bit of drive. That's it.